I love our cameraman in New York who asked the best question to Cory Booker. The question is this: if Cory Booker gets elected president, but he's not married to Rosario Dawson yet, and they are in the full-blown romance, does she move in? Well, that starts a whole thing with him. This is fantastic. We're just going to show you.
Thread and everything comes out.
Watch this.
If you win the election and you're still unmarried, can Rosario move into the White House?
I appreciate you asking about one of the most amazing human beings in my life. She's amazing, and the future is bright.
Would she make a good first lady?
I think she would make an incredible first lady. She is a first lady.
And she's political knowledgeable, so...
She's love knowledgeable. She loves people. She's justice knowledgeable. She's been fighting for justice her whole life. Voto Latina. She is an incredible human being. People who know her know that, and she's done a lot for these issues already. She's really somebody I look up to. That's great about her.
Is that what helped you guys fall in love? Is your both love for politics?
No, I think what helped me fall in love with her is that she's just such a good human being. I mean, the way she makes herself vulnerable and finds strength in that. So she's just an incredible human being, and I no matter what happens in the future, she's going to be always about serving and helping people, and that's what makes her special.
Okay, there are so many things here.
There are so many
things here. And the first thing to me, I'm sorry, but it's like, the first thing to me is, I'm thinking about this. Cory Booker is going to be in a race of about 18 people trying to get the Democratic nomination. People, look, I've done TMZ long enough. You need an edge. You need an edge. You need sexiness. You need a romance. A romance is going to get everybody.
That's a storyline. It gets people involved.
I'm telling you. Right. And then you've got this positivity coming from him. Everybody relates to it. They're cheering for him. This is, I'm not saying he's doing it for this reason.
I was about to say, all those things are true, and I'm sure that he's aware of all that, but I also don't think he's doing it for that reason.
Both,
it sounds like
we got her out. She's the one that revealed the romance.
She gushed about him, and look, I think he also knew that he did need to gush just as much because she gushed so much when we got her.
But I think he meant it. And
no,
also,
he definitely meant it.
Also,
why wouldn't he mean it? I mean, it's Rosario Dawson.
It's really interesting because when you ask somebody like in his position, would she make a good first lady? A lot of times, they might say, well, that kind of gets ahead of us and everything else. But he was, yes, she would. And, you know, it's interesting.
So is he really?
I think they're going to get married. It sounds like
he's thought about it before we raised the question?
Yes, absolutely. Oh, because he knew people were going to ask me.
Well, his campaign people probably brought it up also.
But when we got Rosario at Reagan National Airport, when we got her, and she just basically, you know, said, look, I love him. You know, he is, you know, my boyfriend and all of this stuff. He had to be thinking about, okay, how am I going to answer that stuff? So, yeah, I mean, he had to have thought about that. But it all seemed very...
No, it seems very
spontaneous and genuine.
When I watch this video, they're going to get married.
Yeah.
And he has a great chance to win. He is so appealing, and I don't always even agree with his politics, but just something like magnetic about Cory Booker. Rosario Dawson could be the first lady of the United States.
People love a good romance.
So what is Babcock a romance expert now? Is it what?
I have never. I wish I could find someone that I liked as much.
This is a Jersey
the two of them like each other. They are so in love.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Babcock, you have a girlfriend.
Oh,
that was such a bad thing to say,
I love you, baby.
No. That doesn't work.
If you're watching.
That's such a bad thing for you to say. No, it really is. When you think about it, Babcock.
That is awful.
But he was just gushing over her so much. Like that is real love. You know, not that I don't love my girlfriend, but
oh my God.
that was real.
Reagan, save Babcock.
Reagan, do something for Babcock. Just get out of Babcock there.
Hey, this is Tristan Hostin calling from Toronto, Canada. As you guys heard, he straight up said, she is the first lady, so there's no questions about it. He was so genuine. This is something every woman would love their man to speak on her. Like, she's strong. She obviously opened him up like nobody else could have. And with her by his side, he's going to go very far. And you can tell by his expressions that...
Hey, Tristan, can I ask you a question?
I have a question for Tristan also. I have a question.
And I'm not saying this is the right thing to do, but be honest with me. If Cory Booker is in the middle of a full-blown romance during the campaign, does that make him more appealing to you?
Yes, it is. For any woman would find that more attractive. It's a weird thing, but that's just how it is. Any guy that has this thing going on or naturally, when you have a woman like that, you become more attractive. It's weird.
Attractive
I know.
to the point that you vote for him?
I think I would naturally vote for him because he was so romantic, and I'm such a hopeless romantic, so I would just do it.
That was the point.
I'm telling you.
That wasn't the question I was going to ask.
But it's interesting.
Which part of Yad you come from?
My parents are Trinidadian.
All right, there you go. There's the question.